The effect of globalization in humankind and natural resources.
Hi, I'm Mariju Tiburcio from BSHM 401. Globalization brings reorganization at the international, national, and subnational levels. Globalization is the process where all countries unite together. The main goal of globalization is to trade products internationally. Globalization simply means the exchanges of products and goods all over the planet. Many scholars say globalization started with Columbus' voyage to the New World in 1492. People traveled to nearby and faraway places well before Columbus' voyage, however, exchanging their ideas, products, and customs along the way. The advantage of globalization is it is have an improvement in transportation. Larger cargo ships mean that the cost of transporting goods between countries has decreased. Freedom of trade organizations like the World Trade Organization promote free trade between countries, which help to remove barriers between countries. And the disadvantage of globalization we are going to discuss is about poverty, brain drain, and natural resources.
Hi everyone, my name is Angelica and Marinog, and now let's talk about what is brain drain. Brain drain is a geography. It deals with the loss of skills, intellectual and technical labor, where people decide that the region they're in or in the place they're living is no longer for them, and they all decide start moving out. And what happens is a bunch of different things. The skilled and intellectual and also technical labor goes to a different locations.
The basic needs of desperately poor people frequently activate normative concern. An important part of addressing deprivation is the availability of skilled personnel able to provide what would fulfill needs. Sadly, developing countries where neediness is most dire experience severe shortages of just such personnel.
But the question is, why brain drain occurs in our country? Why people leave? It's a really big problem. Brain drain arise largely because there are vast disparities in life prospects in different countries, and some are unable to provide sufficiently good opportunities.
Many skilled workers in hospitality industry, like waiters and cooks, also experiencing this globalization. That's why they'd rather choose to work abroad than their own country, carrying hope that they achieve their goals and dreams by working abroad. We have to admit that money is the top reason why many workers migrate, and sometimes they're not returning back to their respective countries because they already love their new lifestyle.
One of the solutions to avoid brain drain is to provide a better job opportunities irrespective of caste, creed, race, and nationalities.
Coordinated action is required to address the problems of poverty and malnutrition worldwide. Brain drain is taking place at a very fast rate in developing countries because people get disenchanted with low rewards and benefits available for the qualifications and experience, which compels them to migrate to other developed countries for a better opportunity. If we want to arrest brain drain, we will have to provide fair salaries that workers deserve on the basis of their qualifications and experience.
My name is Ranali Maranya from BSHM 401. Today, we will talk about global poverty. Global poverty is still one of the worst problems we face today. The poorest in the world are often hungry, have much less access to education, regularly have no lights at night, and suffer from much poorer health. To make a progress against poverty is therefore one of the most urgent global goals. Picture this: you need to feed your family, travel to and from work, and get your child's school supplies, but you only have $1.90 in your pocket. It seems like an impossible scenario, but for approximately 800 million people around the world, it's the reality. 11% of the world population is living in extreme poverty, which is defined as surviving only $1.90 a day. Overpopulation, lack of education, and lack of job opportunities are the main problems of global poverty that can cause people to commit crime. To fully understand the effects of poverty, the causes have to be rooted out to develop strategies to end hunger and starvation for good.
I am like a Biblia Vicencio and I will be telling you why solving poverty is important. Why is it important to solve poverty? Well, poverty is associated with a host of health risks, including elevated rates of heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, infant mortality, mental illness, undernutrition, lead poisoning, asthma, and dental problems. The said death rate for those people who have been living in poverty for 25 to 64 years is 3 times faster than of the people in the same age. Different countries are aiming to slow down or even stop poverty, but with our growing population, poverty is taking too much place, and if it not solved immediately, it might be too late to stop it from spreading, thus making it important to be immediately solved and given enough attention. Poverty might be taking too much place right now, but there are still possible ways to solve it, and one of them is coordinated action, because coordinated action's main concern is about poverty and health. Coordinated action includes working in a new area or setting, new people and different backgrounds, new knowledge, experience, interests, and perspectives. It ensures that different health departments and groups of assigned people are working well together. Therefore, coordinated action brings harmony and unity to carry out different tasks. Coordinated action or working together with other countries or even in our own country can help solve the poverty because it will be helpful to identify the root of the poverty and malnutrition worldwide. Therefore, making people aware and enabling different countries and workers to create a solution to stop poverty. In the Philippines and some different countries, building your own or making a way to succeed will not totally be successful because they lack opportunities. Our country have a very limited opportunities for people. Those limited opportunities does not include those people who did not graduate, those who cannot read and cannot write, those who have disabilities, and sometimes even those who graduated can seem to land on a good job here in the Philippines. Therefore, we are advocating the creation of more opportunities for the people. Plenty of opportunities can reduce poverty because if people have a work with enough salary to get them through the day, then there won't be people who have no food in their tables, who cannot buy a 1 kilogram of rice for their family with more than 6 members. Another advocacy that we wanted to raise is the family planning for couples, especially for husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend. There are a lot of cases wherein the ones who lives in poverty are the ones who are not educated enough about the family planning control. People tend to make love without using protections and enough knowledge about having a family. Therefore, the often they do intimate things, the higher the risk of getting pregnant. And most of them are the ones who do not have a job. If both of the couple do not have a job, then they got pregnant, the poverty will start and repeat itself because they can't afford to send their child to school, can't afford to serve them a hot meal 3 times a day, but they still often do intimate things and got pregnant again, repeating the same mistakes over again. Therefore, if family planning control would be implemented and be more accessible to anyone, we can control the population of the people living in poverty. How is poverty connected in hospitality management? Well, in hospitality management, the tourists are the most important in the industry. Tourists are the ones who avails the services being offered by the industry by booking a place to stay, dining in and taking out food from restaurants, and use access to transportation. If poverty will continue, the sales of the hospitality industry will get affected as there will be not enough tourists to purchase the offer made by them.
Hi, I am Marin Velasquez of PSHM 401. Our topic is about natural resources. Natural resources are materials from the earth that are used to support life and meet people's needs.
I'm Erica May Perez from HM 401, used to make food, fuel, and raw materials for the production of goods. All of the food that people eat come from plants or animals.
Humans, animals, and other living organisms have relied on natural resources for survival since the beginning of time. The conservation of natural resources is important as the world population continues to grow, with many of the most important natural resources being finite and non-renewable. One of the solutions that we think to address this issue regarding natural resources is to seek help to international. Recently, there was a news that US and Philippine government is celebrating their 75th anniversary of the diplomatic relation that strengthens more their partnership in protecting the country's natural resources.
Sometimes we always think that we cannot take actions in protecting our environment just because we are just a student. But we as individuals have the potential to take actions to do the things that really matter to us, especially in protecting our environment.
We can join as a volunteer in our community cleanup drive project. We can help to raise environmental awareness in our community, plus we will maintain the cleanliness in our surroundings.
We can also promote the 3 R's, which are the reduce, reuse, and cycle. Reducing your waste is also a way of conserving our resources. Reuse saves our energy as well as reduces waste and pollution, and lastly is recycling. We can turn waste materials into useful products. In this case, we can also reduce air and water pollution and reduce landfill space. Also, we can put trash cans with segregations of non-biodegradable, biodegradable, and recyclable so we will know where to properly throw our trash. And of course, we can join in tree planting activities in our community to raise awareness of the importance of planting trees and saving trees in the environment. This is very important since trees help us to save energy, remove pollution from the atmosphere, and help to stop climate change.
And if we connect this to our course as hospitality management student, we can take action now to help preserve our natural resources. By simply throwing our trash properly is a big help into the environment, and by planting trees, because in tourism industry, the environment is very essential. If we have a clean and clear environment, tourists will most likely to visit in our country, and with the help of this, we can raise the awareness regarding the importance of having clean environment to everyone.